Good day, Dr. Ashwani and everyone. My name is Gija Teng. In this presentation, me and my teammates will be talking about details of our assignment and also demo of our proposed solution. The title of our assignment is Smart Office Authentication System. So now let us move on.
Good morning, Miss and my fellow members. My name is Kitchen Fong. Now I want to present the problem statement in our Smart Means and Authentication System. First of all, the problem statement in our project was about the security issue in our authentication system. This is because security issues of the system have become more and more serious, especially after the pandemic. Most of us are started using internet to do our tasks, and people are more familiar and more ready to explore more about the cyberspace. Moreover, we also can notice that there have many cyber cases happen like hacking, store information, and etc. Hence, we can say that cyberspace was not secure anymore. So, in the authentication system, also face the same issue. The current authentication system was not efficient and not secure because they use the employee identity card and also the password as the authentication method to enter the office. This method is susceptible to hacking and cyber attack and make our information easily to be stored by the third party. Furthermore, our second problem statement was time-consuming when undergoes traditional authentication process. This is because only those people who have the cards and password just can be approved by the system and enter the office. But as a human being, sometimes we maybe will forget to bring our cards or forget the password. This will let us need to waste a lot of time to settle the problem, and it also will directly affect the other employees who are queuing behind us and need to wait us. This was really time-consuming and cumbersome to work that company. This also will cause cybercrime happen, such as stealing our information and also keylogger. Hence, having a face recognition authentication system will bring a lot of convenience, easy for us to use, save a lot of time, and also can solve a lot of problems because we don't need to bring the card, remember the password, and we don't need to key in the password anymore. Next, I would like to present the objective in our project, which was to improve the security of existing office authentication system. In our project, we not only use the normal authentications and authorization method like let the user register an account and log into the account. We also have taken the image of the employee and stored in the cloud service and use that cloud service, which was the AWS recognitions, to train the image of the employee. So we can get a highly accuracy confidential level of the image of that person, which means that only the real persons just can be approved to enter the office, and those who are just look similar cannot have chance to enter. So if the company have any outsider want to enter or maybe have insider attacker, the system can immediately detect the persons and send a message to the owner. Besides, our second objective was improve the efficiency work and reduce the time in doing the authentication process. Through our project, the employees can just need scan their face, let the system to recognize and verify, and they can easily enter the office. To achieve this objective, I have used the AWS S3 to store image, use Lambda to connect to the S3 to listen the data. After connection, the AWS recognitions can detect and train the model. The whole process maybe just take about 1 minute or even few seconds to complete the authentication process compared to the existing authentication system.
So basically, this is the proposed solution and architecture diagram of our system. First of all, we have an AWS amplifier, which used to build a web application for Office user to upload their face image. AWS Cognito is federated with Amplify to do user authentication. Then we have AWS AppSync API to send information received from Amplify and store inside DynamoDB. Also, the image upload from user will be stored in AWS S3. Then, Lambda can retrieve image from S3 bucket and DynamoDB table to send the recognition to do face image training. For the main system part, camera and motion sensor being placed to input data into AWS IoT Core. When motion sensor detects someone is at the door, the camera will capture image of the human face and send to S3 bucket. Then, AWS Lambda will trigger face recognition and check whether the image capture is similar to the image trained from AWS recognition. If the image seems similar to what we have trained, then Lambda will send data to IoT Core to give access to the smart door to let user in. Else, if the image detected is not similar to what we have trained, Lambda will send the information to AWS SNS to generate message to send to Office Manager. So now I'll be presenting AWS services, including Amplify, Cognito, S3, AppSync, DynamoDB, and Lambda. So first of all, I go to AWS Amplify. AWS Amplify is the web application that I have built. So this is the domain. When we get to the domain, this is the web page I have. So now let's create an account. So basically, this is the AWS Cognito. So when I try to sign up, you need to go to the email to check our records. Now this is the verification code. So now I'm authenticated. So when I go to the AWS Cognito, you can see that this is the email address that I just created. So this is basically the part for AWS Cognito. Now let's move on to the part for AWS S3. Just inspect the element, I choose the file. I input the image. Now the image has been displayed in the web application. I can see in the console that I have added complete information to the S3. I check the S3 and this is the S3 bucket we have created. Now I can see the image is already stored in the AWS S3. When I open, I can see the exact picture in the AWS S3. So this is basically the Amazon S3 part. Now let us move on to the AppSync console. So this is the AWS AppSync I have created for the project. So when I import this image, will be the image information will be sent into DynamoDB using GraphQL API. So this is the DynamoDB part. This is the table we have created. When we explore the table items, the item will be stored inside the DynamoDB. So the information will be the same as the S3 that we have just input. So this is basically the image name that we have input into the S3. Now I can see the item inside. Item is inside the DynamoDB. All the information is here. So this is basically the AWS AppSync and the DynamoDB part. So now let us move on to the Lambda part. So this is the Lambda part this is the Lambda part to retrieve the S3 bucket, retrieve information from S3 bucket. So this is the S3 bucket name. which I will retrieve the information inside. So I have press test. I will see that the body part of the body part will be display the image name of the S3 in the S3 bucket. Now let's move on to the Lambda part to retrieve the DynamoDB information. So to retrieve information in the DynamoDB, I have the table name, which is the table that I have just seen in the DynamoDB. So now let us test. So after I press the test button, the body part of the Lambda will display the table information with the bucket name, region, key. The key is basically the name of the image, which just now I've just input. All the information will be inside this body part. So that's all of my presentation. So let us move on to the next person. Thank you.
Good morning, Miss and my fellow members. My name is Kitchen Fong. Now I want to present our AWS service. In my part, I have created a bucket called the My Lovely Office bucket. By using the AWS S3 service to upload and store the employee image. Here are the start image that I have uploaded in the bucket of the AWS service. After that, in the AWS Lambda, I have triggered the AWS S3 service to get the image from the AWS service. After that, in the AWS recognition, I have already created a new project and a dataset called the face detection tool. After enter the page, we can click the use model and it will show that I already have running the model. And next we can go back to the evaluation page. In this page, we can click the view test result and it will show us the confidence level of all the labels that I have labeled, such as their eyes, nose, their mouth, and the ears. They are the sample of the confidence level that the image have shown us. After that, in the AWS Lambda, I also have triggered I also have write some coding part. And if we click the text button, it will show us the result is invalid recognition because the confidence level is no more than the 80%. So the message was, and in the AWS Lambda, I have triggered the AWS IoT, and the message was sent to the AWS IoT by creating a rule called the Lambda. The message has successfully sent to the sensor of the door through the internet, so the door can decide whether to give the persons to enter the office or not. That's all for my part. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Lim Cheng. I will talk about AWS IoT MQTT test client and S3 bucket. Yeah, first of all, we need to subscribe this. This is subscribed. Yeah. Then we go to Node-RED. Click the time span. It will say successfully injected. Yeah. Then output like this. Yeah, 1. Yeah. Then this message will store at S3 bucket in this bucket. Yeah. This is a two message file. Yeah, this one.
That's all for my part. Thank you.